everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is kind of a sensitive topic, I think, for a lot of people, including myself, but not sensitive enough to where I'm not going to talk about it. So today's video, I'm going to talk about my past 6-week journey of trying to lose weight and going to the gym and the progress that I've made so far. So I'm not going to go too much into the first few weeks because I think I did a pretty good job of vlogging that, but overall, I just wanted to get into the video by prefacing where I started and kind of what's happened since gaining weight. And I think a lot of people can relate to the quarantine weight gain that happened, and I think I've mentioned it a few times on my channel with random different things, but I gained like 50 pounds during quarantine. And not all at once. I think I gained about 30 or 40 within like 3 months though. During the specific time when Mike and I were just eating really good food like every day for like 3 months. And I tried a lot of different things. And I didn't actually realize that I had gained that much weight because I've always fluctuated like 15 pounds in high school. And I never really struggled with weight gain ever. Like if I needed to lean out a little bit, I could work out for like maybe a few weeks and then I'd be where I wanted to be. So it was never a big issue. And it's so funny looking back now at pictures I have of like my befores, and I'll insert some here because I found some. But seriously, like this picture was my before. And now I look at it, I'm like, wow, that's great. So I've heard it before, but now it's happened to me. But anyway, so during quarantine, I gained this weight. And I tried really hard over the next few years to get rid of it, and I just couldn't do it. And then I got shin splints and injured, and like that kind of didn't help either. But I feel like, I think a lot of like my weight retention has to do with stress, and so I'm working on it. But ultimately, nothing's happened so far. And so I'm like, I just have to go back to weights. And like, if I do weights and I eat really clean, and I'm doing all the things I'm supposed to be doing, like it should just happen. And Mike is a kinesiology major, so like I've had countless conversations with him about how to lose the weight in a sustainable way. Am I doing the right thing? And just constantly like checking in with him. And he's like, yes, do X, Y, and Z, and you should make it. And so when I moved to Idaho, I finally was like, okay, like I have a lot of this old stress that I think was a lot of it was situational of where I was in life, and I didn't like where I was living and XYZ kind of thing. But moving here, I was like, okay, this is a fresh start. I'm going to just start over. So I think I'll just start the video talking about what I started with. So here's the beginning of the 6 weeks. So it's the 15th of January, and I want to post this video in 6 weeks. So every single week, I'm going to update something. So today, I have my measuring tape, and I'm just gonna do a quick measurement, not super like I'm wearing my clothes, so it's not gonna be exact, but I'm pretty sure I'm 183 pounds. I weighed myself like 2 days ago, and that's kind of what it was in the morning, which I stopped being really frustrated about it because that was the same weight I was when I first moved here in June. And I was like, wow, that's the heaviest I've ever been, is like 185. So then I was like, I really need to do something about it. And so I did keto, and I got down to like 169, I think. And that was after a month of keto, but it just wasn't sustainable. I felt like my arteries were clogged just from how high fat the diet was. I mean, I felt good. I felt like I didn't have any bloating or anything like that. But other than that, like I just didn't feel like it was for me, if that makes sense. Like I needed some fruit. So anyway, that wasn't for me. And as soon as I stopped, the weight basically came back, and I did 90 minutes of getting my heart rate above 145 for 2 to 3 months, like consistently 4 or 5 days a week. And because we got this elliptical, and it's been a lifesaver with like not being able to go on runs because of an injury that I have. And so I was doing that, and I wanted to get ready for my brother's wedding and fit into my dress that I wanted to wear. And the funny thing is, I didn't lose weight. So I might have built some muscle from that, and so my measurements did get a tiny bit smaller, but for the most part, my weight was the same. So anyway, now that we have a gym membership, I'm going to build some muscle and just see what happens with everything. So starting at 183, and my hip measurement, you can't see it, it's like 43 inches. That's what it was like last week. I think when I last measured, this was like 30, but the thing is I carry a lot of my weight from like here down, so I'm only an inch off of what my measurements were in high school, like with my waist. So right now it's saying 32, so it's crazy how much water weight fluctuates and stuff. What does that say? 34? Is that even? Because this was literally 31 like last week. Anyway, I think it's a little bit diagonal. It's kind of hard with clothes on, but last week it was 43, 30, 31 underbust. So we'll go with that, okay? We'll just go with that and just see. Because I am also like just about to start my period, and I know that that's water weight as well, and that's not super accurate. But anyway, so this is where we're starting. I'm doing arms today, and I'm just gonna build some muscle and just see how things go. Maybe I'll show the gym we're going to. I'm really excited about it. So I had kind of a rough night last night, and I won't go into the details, but this is part of the workout health journey vlog, and so I'm kind of just recovering mentally from having a rough night, if that makes sense. But I did want to say that I've been trying to drink one of these before I have my coffee. Someone that I've been following is Hannah Pointer, and her Instagram and TikTok, or just Instagram I guess, is Macro Habits, and she's just very into tracking macros, and I've been kind of following her for a long time. So like I feel like I have a pretty good basic understanding of macros and just all that stuff from her page alone. So I've been like binging her channel and just trying to look for like high protein diet type stuff and meals that I can make, and I've been trying to focus more on that because I realize it's really hard for me to eat a lot of protein. I actually am not hungry enough to even get to my 140 grams of protein. That's my goal. Like usually I get maybe 100. So, but if I'm not tracking, I think I probably get around 50 grams of protein. So I'm also working on that, but I'm drinking all of this before I have coffee, and I am incorporating fasting as well. Not intermittent fasting, but I started following also someone named Mindy Pels on YouTube, and she has a book about how to fast for women, because we cannot just pick the days where we can do long 24-hour plus fasts and stuff, because that will mess with your hormones. So today I'm at a point in my cycle with my hormones where I can do a long fast. So I started last night, probably around like, I don't know, when did I stop eating? 5 o'clock? And I wasn't meaning to even start my fast, but I just had such a bad night. And so I woke up this morning and I still felt like shit, and so I was like, I'm just not going to eat until dinner, because I haven't been able to really fast like I've been wanting to the last few months. Every time this opportunity comes to do long fasts, I always get sidetracked from something. And so today's a good day. Mike's at work and I'm going to do my 24-hour fast. And the 24-hour fast is really good for gut health. And then if you can go longer, like I think 36 hours or plus, that's good for like cancer killing cells. Just making sure that your body's healing itself, getting rid of all the dead cells, and it's just really good for that. So I have my lemon water and I'm going to drink that today, and then when Mike comes home we'll have something to eat together. So that's what I've been doing. Even when I'm not working out like today, I still am trying to get my water in. I'm trying to get my protein in. Good morning. So I haven't been doing the best on updating for this vlog. I've been working on other vlogs, but I did want to say for working out, I haven't been doing very much the last 2 weeks, honestly. I've been doing a workout here and there, maybe with dumbbells at home. And then just essentially I've been using the app called Lose It, and I think I switched to it from my MyFitnessPal because it specifically, like, I don't know, something about, I think it had macros, or I got it a while ago, and so I still have my membership, and so I'm able to use that as a way to track macros and stuff. So I'm using that one, but something that I wasn't really doing before that I should have been doing is tracking calories to make sure that I'm not overeating versus, you know, daily expenditure, whatever that's called. Sorry, I'm multitasking right now. So I wasn't really getting into that because I really just wanted to see if I could like follow the macros. Even if I was eating a lot of calories, I wanted to make sure that they were like high protein, all that stuff. And I just kind of had the thought where I was like, you know what? I should just do this for real. Like, not be starving. Like, I think in the past when I did follow calorie apps like that and I did track calories, it was not with macros in mind. And so I would eat a lot of carbs and I was always hungry. But now I'm trying to track proper protein and fats, and so far the past 3 days I've been eating around 1200 something. That's like my allotment that my app gave me for my goals, and I haven't been as hungry. I've had cravings for sugar, but I haven't been as hungry for food because I'm getting my protein and my fats in. So it's actually going really well. So lately what I've been having is a protein coffee shake for breakfast. So I'll do cold brew, and then I'll do a banana, and then I'll do my salted caramel protein powder from Just Ingredients brand, this one. And it's really good. It's like my favorite coffee drink, honestly. Like, I would prefer this over making a latte lately, actually. This is how I make it. I make it in my blender. This is a good breakfast for me because the banana has the carbs that I need. I mean, cold brew doesn't have anything in it, but this protein powder also has omega-3s in it and protein, and then they sweeten it with like stevia. So I'm not getting a ton of sugar. I'm getting a good amount of my protein, carbs, and then my fats. And then I will start adding some almond butter into this to add a little bit more fats, but this breakfast is, I want to say, a little over 300 calories, and it has all the right amounts of macros that I need for myself. Anyway, so I did that. I think I talked about keto. I did keto. I still do fasting, like long fasting during the first week of my period, like right after, which just for health reasons, just to help my body. And then I still do my protein coffee shakes and stuff. Something that's changed though, I think I only vlogged or did videos for like the first 2 or 3 weeks. And now this is actually week 7 because life just got busy and I just couldn't post it on time, make this video on time. This is what happened the rest of the weeks. So the first 2 or 3 weeks, I was not working. I had all of the time to dedicate to just this, like only eating certain things, I think I was trying to stay under like, I don't know, a little over 1200, not 12,000. Just trying to see how that was. And it was okay if I was eating protein, like I felt okay, but like nothing was changing. And so I was like, that's weird. Anyway, so I put the gym in, and because I wasn't working and Mike was, I could only go to the gym on the weekends. And so the rest of the week I was doing like kind of some home workouts, but nothing crazy. I was just kind of over it and I really wanted to go to the gym. And then I think I got my period in there, and so I didn't work out for like a whole week. So really I only have worked out for like maybe 3 weeks out of like the 7 weeks that since I've made the beginning of the video. So this is what's happened. Nothing physically has like changed. Like, my body looks the same as like the first video where I show it off. While that's really frustrating to think that like 7 weeks have gone by and not a whole lot has changed, a lot of the changes happened like inside. I feel more lean, even though my measurements don't reflect that. And I've actually gained some weight. So I think I said in the beginning I was like 183. I am now 186. But I'm not concerned because it's going to take some time for the fat to go away, but my muscles are already starting to get stronger and I can feel that. I also got a job. So because I got the job and I made this transition of being able to work out either before or after work, it's helped me be a lot more consistent. And I've just been doing a lot more weights than anything else. I haven't really implemented cardio yet because I still have shin splints that I'm working through, and I don't want to do running, which is like my favorite form of cardio is running, until I can get that resolved, because if I push it, it'll just come back and then it takes even longer to get rid of that pain. I've been doing weights. I've been doing a lot of upper body, and I used to not do upper body at all. So like I know that I'm building muscle, and it's funny because this shirt I'm wearing actually is like kind of tight around my arms. And that's just never happened to me before because I feel like my arms have always been like noodle arms, but I'm starting to get a little bit stronger. So I was pretty strict on meal prepping, like the first week of work for me. And then the second week, I kind of let Mike do more of the cooking, and it was still pretty, I think, balanced as far as macros went. We did a lot of like Mexican bowls, like meat. We didn't do, but just yeah, like heavy on the protein, some side carb, and some vegetables and stuff. It was just easy to make. Here's my schedule of like how things are going with work, first of all. Mike and I get to work in the same town, but it's like an hour and a half drive away, which means our work starts at 7:30, so we have to leave by latest 6 o'clock, which means that we're awake at 5 to get ready for work. And then we don't leave or get out of work until like 3:30, sometimes 4. And then if we just come straight home, we're getting home 5:30. Like, it's just a long day, but usually we'll go to the gym. That's another, what, hour and a half. So like, we're not really getting home until 6:30 or 7 sometimes. But we try to be in bed by 8 or 8:30 because we want to wake up at 5 and not feel super, super tired. So that doesn't leave a lot of time for like winding down and decompressing from the day at work, or like meal prepping, because I don't like to meal prep on Sundays and then have food sitting in those containers for a whole week, because I personally feel like it doesn't taste very good towards the end of the week. And so I personally just like to take whatever dinner we have and then like have some of that as like leftovers for lunch. And so that's where I started straying. Like that first week when I realized that it was like impossible to have a balanced work-life schedule of coming home to unwind and then making dinner and a separate lunch, it just wasn't gonna happen. And so I started just making these really big ass chicken pot pies in this big cast iron skillet on Sundays. So I can just like, I think that lasted us like 4 days, no, like 3 days this week. And then I just made like pasta and then bagged it up for lunch the next day for one of our dinners and stuff, because we would have this chicken pot pie for like lunch and dinner this whole week. And so it's just things like that that became easier, or like making a big casserole dish of like shepherd's pie and just like dishing that out and reheating it at school. For some reason it just, yeah, it was just easier, because then technically I am meal prepping, but I don't know why. In my brain, it just tastes better when it's like those and not like let's divvy up potatoes and chicken into things. So I don't know, maybe things will change, but that's just how it was this past month. So I didn't stick too much to like the macros then, because I was making chicken pot pie pastas and stuff, but that didn't affect how I felt necessarily in the gym. And I think because of that though, like I completely stopped thinking about calories. I just thought about like, okay, am I getting enough protein? Am I making my protein shakes? Cool. Like if I can do that, like that's good enough for me right now. And yeah, so I think I was actually calculating what I was eating this last week, and some of the days ranged up to like 2,200, 2,500, because I had some dessert and stuff. And yeah, so I definitely was not on track of where I should have been going. But if you knew my job, you would know that I need dessert. Okay. So anyway, I mentioned that I follow this girl named Hannah Pointer, Macro Habits Girl. That's what I call her to Mike. I'm like, the Macro Habits Girl. That's how I say her name. But anyway, so sorry, I jumped ahead. I'll bring her in later. So basically what happened, like I told you, is that like my body didn't change, but like my muscles, I feel stronger, yada yada, whatever. My job is very physically demanding. I'm not going to give too much away because privacy reasons, HIPAA and all that stuff, but I work with a kid who is very physically abusive to me. Anyway, so if anyone works in a school, I think you'll just know kind of where that is. If like certain classrooms, there's just kids where like you're just gonna have to be hit and kicked and all that stuff, and that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm always running after this student, and I'm always low-key like dodging in. So I'm like doing some movements, I'm always lifting them up. So like I am kind of working out throughout the day, and because of that, I was getting so tired that I couldn't work out after work. Like my feet hurt from being stepped on a lot, just like standing all day, like running, and yeah, my arms would hurt. And so I felt like I was going to the gym and I wasn't able to get a really good lift in because I was already just tired. So Mike and I decided to go to the gym in the morning. So we did maybe like 2 or 3 days of going to the gym in the morning. And that actually was amazing. We both loved going to the gym early, which meant we had to wake up at 4 to get out the door by 4:30 so that we could get to the gym by 5:20-ish, because we live far from everything. So it was a really, really long early day, but just leaving work and going straight home just felt so much better than like going to another place for us. And then I just felt like throughout the day I was able, like I was already warmed up physically to deal with this child and I just felt a lot better because of it. I could get like a real workout in and like push myself, knowing that the rest of the day I just had to keep up with my job versus like conserving energy so that I can go work out hard later. So that's something that changed that we'll keep implementing, that we're really excited about because the gym is also just quieter, you know, at 5 in the morning. So yeah, and then I did get Mike to calibrate my fat percentage, which is something that I really wanted to know. I think back in California, I did the in-body scan and it said like 36% body fat. And then he used the calipers here. So I know it's a little bit different because of the methodology, but he got 34% for me. Which, I mean, if it's kind of, I don't know. I saw it as like an improvement, even though it's like different. You know, I feel leaner. I've been like working out, trying to be consistent. So even though like my measurements are pretty much the same, like I don't feel like it's like all fat anymore. So 34% is like a win in my book. So anyway, where am I going next with the next 6 weeks? Because I think this is going to be a new series on my YouTube so that I can look back and just see where I started and how long it takes for me to get to where I want to be. And where I want to be is a little bit more lean than I was when Mike and I first got married, which was, I think I was like 130 pounds, but I was like almost getting, like I was like just barely there. I think around that weight range is okay, but I think my body fat percentage, I can't remember now. I want to say it was like 22 or 23% or something. And so I think getting down to, I don't know, what's healthy? 20? Can I do 20? Just, I want to get down as low as I can and fit in my jeans that I still have held on to. So that's kind of my goal. We'll see how long it takes to get there. So anyway, Hannah Pointer, Macro Habits. I've been following her for a while and I was like, you know what? I'm working now. Treat yourself. I'm gonna go sign up for one of her workout plans. So I reached out to her and I was like, hey, here's everything on me that she asked for. And I was like, which program do you think I should go for with these goals in mind? And she said, the reverse one. And I was like, great. Give me the info, take my money, and I'm gonna try it. So the next 6 weeks, and it's perfect because she recommended the 6-week one because there's like a 6, 8, and 12 week. So I am doing the 6-week reverse plan for macros where like she's gonna lower my calories a little bit and then like bring it up little by little throughout the next 6 weeks just so my metabolism doesn't slow down. It's kind of like a kickstart so my body burns normally again. Who knows what my body's doing? I don't know. So like I like thought or assumed that it was just fine with my metabolism because I wasn't eating super low. Like even though I ate like 12-ish hundred for 2-3 weeks. Like I didn't think it was long enough to like be considered like hurting my metabolism, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna try it out and you guys get to see if anything changes. I took measurements today just to kind of like see what would be my baseline. Even though this is like my after 6 weeks, my measurements are like the same. If anything, my hips have gone up like half an inch or an inch. So, yeah, what was it? Like 31, I think it was 31, 43 and a half or 44 for my hips. So that's where I'm starting. Next video on this topic will be in 6 weeks when I finish the post-reverse whatever macro habit challenge. I'll try to do more video clips on the workouts that I'm doing. Most of it is really just like 3 sets of 10 to 20 depending on what I'm targeting because sometimes I want to gain strength. So actually sometimes I'll do 3 sets of like 4 if I want to get stronger with something like a muscle. Like my shoulders are super weak, so I've been actually building up my shoulders a little bit more. But if I want to just lean out and not build that muscle as much or puff it up, I'll do like 20 reps in super light weights and stuff. So that's what I've been doing, but I haven't taken as many videos of what I'm doing because I get really shy. So I'll try to just get some more content of like what my favorite machines are and kind of what I do every day. So stay tuned for that, and I guess we'll see what happens in the next 6 weeks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.